Hey everyone, Brayden here coming to you with a breaking Disney news update as things for the TRON Coaster coming to the Magic Kingdom aren't shaping up so good. Yesterday, Blog Mickey captured photos of the attraction's entrance portal where the outdoor track will take you into the inside portion of the attraction where that hole has temporarily been boarded up with additional exterior panels, which obviously whenever Disney wants to get this ride done will have to be removed. Seeing this and having just got back to Florida after the holidays here, I hopped over to Walt Disney World today for the first time in 2021, and I have to say it's pretty busy at the parks right now. They've still got Christmas decor up at the front of the park. Here you can see they're doing some work on the Main Street train station. Main Street USA itself also looks really nice as well. And going over to where you're going to enter the TRON attraction in the future, off to the left is Space Mountain, which has a huge line. You really can't see much from this angle. By the way, I didn't observe any construction progress on the TRON Coaster site the whole afternoon that I was there filming. So I run over to Storybook Circus, and on the way over, there's a huge line for the Tomorrowland Speedway, which was pretty surprising, and more of the same over by Storybook Circus itself. There's a big line for popcorn, and the area where I usually film the TRON site next to the Barnstormer, that area has become an extended queue as well. All this not very surprising. It is right after New Year's. There's a lot of people down in Walt Disney World right now. I could have waited in the queue for the Barnstormer, I guess, but instead I switched over to a different camera lens so we can get a look from far away at exactly what is going on here. And as you can see, indeed, the portal for the attraction has been boarded up. And also something else I've noticed in the last few months, they've covered up the queue entrance area and an area on the back of the building, which you can see in this footage with some sort of insulation, if you can see there. What this all means is that Disney has been working over the last few months on temporarily sealing the inside of the TRON attraction building as the attraction is incomplete and these various entrances and exits and openings, they need further work. So why would they be covering up? Why not just continue work on them so that the ride is complete and then you don't have to worry about these openings? It's part of the attraction, right? The reason why is because of the rumored work halt that we've heard is coming to the attraction. Progress on the LED canopy on the outside of the ride has been coming along quite nicely lately, but the rumor has been that Disney would put together the canopy, make the outside of the attraction look presentable, and then be able to halt work until a future date in order to reduce capital expenditures at the parks, which the executives have stressed on doing. And with these panels having been put in the way of the ride path, I asked our sources, and it sounds to me like we'll be lucky if we do indeed get TRON in 2022. Disney recently removed TRON from their list of 2021 projects we covered in our last video, and it's just so frustrating because TRON isn't a new ride where Disney has to put money into developing a whole new attraction. We know something like that can often become an endless money vacuum where you can't blame Disney for not wanting to deal with something like that in the economic conditions that we are currently in, but that's not the case here. The development for this ride is already done. The ride already exists in Shanghai Disney. Disney knows it's going to be a huge success, bring them tons of hotel reservations, tons of guests. Disney's been teasing this project for over 3 years now, building up the hype. And not only is the ride already developed, but the parts for the ride itself, the physical infrastructure, is already in existence awaiting installation, a good chunk of it already having been installed over the last 2 years. So what you've got here is sort of like Disney has a Lego set. They already have the directions, they've already paid for all the pieces, they've already started putting it together, and then the last 300 pieces, they're like, it costs a lot, we're going to wait. Which is just such a crazy situation for a company as big as Disney to find themselves in. Obviously, with the kind of money Disney has and is able to get at a moment's notice if they need it, there's no way the cost to complete this attraction is out of Disney's means in terms of what they are able to do. Which makes me wonder if there isn't some further reasoning going on here, perhaps combined with the saving on capital expenditures and the accounting stuff by pushing the project into 2022, slow playing the construction, which they already were doing, by the way, before the events of 2020 even unfolded. Maybe Disney thinks 2021, they already have the year lined up. They don't need any more attendance draws. They'll have the 50th anniversary starting, and TRON, they'll pause work on or slow play work on so they can capitalize further on this huge attendance draw while still having it open during the 50th anniversary, maximizing on the crowds as much as they can by spacing all these events out throughout the 50th anniversary itself. As I said, the park was busy today. We're just after New Year's here. The parks right now look a lot like the crowds from this time last year, and you'd think given this past year, how many people have fallen on hard times as a result, how are the parks so busy, unlike of so many other tourist destinations that are facing bankruptcy? We saw the same in the late 2000s, that recession where Disney stopped capital expenditures. We didn't get many new things for many, many years from the late 2000s to the early 2010s, but during that time, the actual attendance Disney was seeing in Walt Disney World, the money that they were bringing in, it was just like any other time. And I think that's because something about the way that Walt Disney set these parks up, there's a level of nostalgia or some sort of idyllic nature to this place that makes people want to visit it even in tough times. Even with all the hoops they have to jump through with the prices and the park reservations, and as of this year, Disney's no longer giving out Magic Bands as a complimentary service, something you have to pay for. Despite all of this, almost as many people go in tough times as any other time. Maybe Disney thinks things are going to get a lot tougher. Maybe there's an even more complex reason as to the potential work halt and huge delays we're seeing with Tron here. Maybe it could have something to do with not wanting to pay their bills this year, but rather next year, due to how quickly the money supply is inflating. Technically speaking, I think they'd be paying less if they actually held off on completing the work till next year, but I can't see how any potential savings there is to be had holding off finishing the project a year or so could possibly outdo what Disney is set to generate in revenues by just opening this attraction for us, because it is going to be very popular. It's going to be awesome. I'm very much looking forward to it. So that's a development I thought that you guys would want to see and hear about as soon as possible. Be sure to subscribe with those notifications on, because next, barring any future breaking Disney news updates, I'll be headed over to Epcot to give you guys the latest look at the work that's happening over there. So I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for watching. This is Brayden. Have a magical day.